again, welcome to my channel. As you can see, I've assembled all the materials needed, such as the mannequin head, closure from the last video of bleaching the knots, a wig cap, pins, a weaving needle and weaving thread, scissors, chalk, and 2 to 3 weave bundles and a sewing machine which will come later on. First off, we start with the mannequin head, wig caps, pins, weaving needle and thread and scissors, and of course the closure. The foundations of a wig are either a closure or a frontal for the faux hairline. Here is the only part where you'll have to hand sew. Pin the lace to the wig cap, starting at the front edges, then the middle of the back, and proceed to add more pins and adjust, while ensuring the lace isn't lifting. Tie the hair to make sure it doesn't get in the way. Thread your needle about 2 arms length worth of thread should be enough to make your way around the closure. Feel free to use less if you're not comfortable with sewing and you feel as though the thread may get tangled, which is not a situation you want to be in. Start a bit away from the hairline, then work back and then forward with a blanket stitch. If your thread does ever get stuck, pull at each of the threads and hopefully they will become taut. Smaller stitches will ensure that the closure is more secure than larger stitches, so keep an eye out on your spacing. Try not to sew too into the lace and hold the hair forward so it doesn't get caught in the thread. off the stitch by winding the thread around the needle 3 times to make a knot, then stitch a few times backwards to secure. I'll be cutting the excess of the cap later when I've sewn all the tracks. Next is to map out your tracks. I use chalk as it's easily visible yet easy to remove. As you can see, I'm going straight along from the bottom, across, until the top of the cap where there is no longer space for continuous lines. You can make gaps smaller if you're planning to do single weft tracks. After this, continue to make rows coinciding with the lines already placed. Now is where we can finally get to the sewing machine. Possibly before this, align your tracks of hair along the tracks mapped out on the wig cap to ensure that you have enough hair to construct the whole wig. You wouldn't want to realise halfway through that you're lacking, especially if you're doubling the weft like I am. I have one 18-inch bundle and two 20-inch bundles of Peruvian loose wave hair. I lay out the hair first with the two 20s, then the 18-inch bundle last at the top. Set the sewing machine to a medium width zigzag stitch and set the length to near longest on your sewing machine. For this project, I decided to detach the sewing table for ease of navigating the curves of the wig cap. Once everything is planned and the stitch settings are set, we're ready to start sewing. Starting from the bottom track, pin the weft at the start of the track on the cap to help get the weave under the press foot of the sewing machine. At the beginning and end of every line, make sure to secure the hair by reversing about 5 times back and forth. Try not to stretch the cap while sewing. Carry on down the line until the end and snip off the bundle to start on the next track, then continue all the way up until you finish the wig. One reason why I was a bit hesitant to use this method is because with all the wigs I've made, I have never cut the weft. This is to prevent fallout. It's also easier to repurpose the hair in the future. However, since I'll be doubling the weft, I didn't want to put my needle through the stress of 4 wefts to puncture while flipping over to the next track for fear that it would break. I'm not using an industrial machine or a heavy-duty needle, and I would hate for the needles to snap. Maybe in the future I'll adjust my method to sewing a single weft so the bundles remain complete. If you decide to do double weft like me, you can decide to sew the weft together beforehand to make it easier to sew into the cap. I chose not to do this because, to be honest, I couldn't be bothered, but it worked out for me even so. There are some parts where there are gaps in where I got both wefts sewn onto the cap, but it's not much to worry about since it'll still be mostly secure. Just make sure not to miss out too much. If you find this is happening too often, try using a wider zigzag stitch. As well as ensuring not to stretch the cap too much, go slowly to reduce mistakes. If your work isn't going through, pull the backside and the needle will stop running on the spot. Try to keep the hairs out of the presser foot, as that'll make your work less messy. When you reach the top parts of the cap, make sure that when you're turning corners, you stop, lift the presser foot up, and turn your work manually. This is a much better way of changing the directory of the thread.
Come chase the night with me. They say I'm bad, you say it back, but you know you don't believe that. Eat the fruit that feeds your spirit on your knees now, baby. Eat it, eat it. Staring at me all the way from across the room. Are you really gonna stand there staring at me? Yeah. Are you really gonna stand there staring at me all the way from across the room? Are you really gonna stand there staring at me? And then you scream my name and I can't take it. No, don't listen to a word they say. I'm in your head like every day. And you deny yourself and then you scream my name and I can't take it. Don't listen to a word they say. I'm in your head like
At the last track, join the weave to the closure to make your swig seamless. Not finished just yet. Try on the wig and mark where you want your elastic to go. Wigs sometimes give me headaches, so I make sure the elastic isn't too tight. Use a blanket stitch to secure the elastic. And that's your wig done. Style as you wish and wear however you like. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this informative. See you again soon. Bye.